topic number two. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about what major disasters we think we can survive. This is not going to be a debate. It's literally going to be a conversation. Um, and yeah, we're going to talk about what major disaster we can survive. I'm gonna go first. Not a damn none of them. I don't think God is truth. If here's the thing. So I used to live in Seaside. I'm in Seaside right now, Seaside, Oregon, and they have tsunami alarms and shit. And when I lived here, my roommate like woke me up out of my sleep. It almost swung on her too. Cause don't when I'm asleep, the worst thing you can do is touch my body while I'm asleep. Like
touch my body.
don't touch my body while I'm asleep. God, that's true. All right, scream at me, do something. But listen, I will protect myself. And I did swing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hit her.
Yourself.
Protect myself. Yeah, I will protect myself. I'm from Philly. You got worry about all that shit. All right. So she said, "Yeah, the tsunami alarm coming. Tsunami alarm coming." And I'm like, in my head, one, I'm tired. Number two, I'm like, well, listen, I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna go back to sleep. So, I'll back to sleep. But
why all the people from Philly have that mindset? They're just like, oh well, we're gonna die. So what you gonna do about it? Like,
it's right. No, but I want to call a friend of mine, a friend slash coworker of mine, and ask her like about the tsunami. She looked it up and said, "Listen, it's not gonna hit, so go back to sleep." I said, "Fuck it, go back to sleep." My roommate literally drove all the way to Portland, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, and she's like, "Dre, you okay?" I said, "Yo, no tsunami. I'm going back to sleep." So me personally, I'm not gonna lie because of my mindset. Like if some, I would try to survive, but I don't have all the mindset of how to survive certain shit. Like earthquake, like the major earthquake happened, I'm probably going to die. Tsunami, a major tsunami happened, I'm probably going to die. Twisters, you get a really really good warning if Edgar can feedback of that. You do get a good warning when Twister about to hit, so you could actually probably I'll run a Twister. Mudslides.
You call it a Twizzler?
Twister, tornado.
I'm hungry now.
Mudslides. I'm probably going to die.
I'm not trying to outrun a Twizzler.
Mudslides. I'm probably going to die. What else? What other major disasters? Yeah. What else? Quicksand, whatever. Like all of it's shit. I'm probably going to die. So maybe the only one I could survive is probably a Twister because I know the things I should do, like go in the basement and like everything, like all that kind of good shit. But for me, either a Twister or nothing. Either way, if you hear that's around where I'm at, you must say RIP.
So personally, I can survive an earthquake. Depending on how bad the earthquake is, and I'm outside. Yeah, I can survive an earthquake as long as the ground doesn't split underneath me. As long as the ground doesn't split underneath me, yes, you can survive that shit. If I'm on a nice level field and all that stuff, when an earthquake happens, ain't no trees can follow me, ain't no buildings can follow me.
Hold on, how you set the perfect condition?
Right.
Hey, we never said what conditions. We never said, hey, listen, spur them on, boom. What can you survive? You said, what do I think I can survive? Under the right conditions, I can survive a hurricane. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, earthquake.
I was gonna just let that slide.
Like Dre said, tornadoes. I feel like we're taught enough, and there are shelters all over the place that you could seek shelter in. One of the harder ones I think I wouldn't be able to survive is a tsunami because I mean tsunamis are super unpredictable and their waves can be up to 150 feet high. I'm 5'8", so that's like 95 of me. The math there is off, but natural disasters. I mean, a wildfire, that's still technically a natural disaster. Oregon had 2 really big wildfires last year. With plenty of preparation, obviously you could survive those. A hurricane's a little different because that's the worst of it's like that's a tsunami and a tornado fucked and had a nasty little baby. A volcanic eruption, depending on the mountain and depending on how bad like if Mount Hood were to blow, us out here in Gresham and Troutdale and Portland, we're fucked.
We're dead.
But if like something on the East Coast erupted, we'd be okay. It depends on how big the eruption is. Like if Yellowstone erupted, we'd all be fucked.
I know, but you're just like, hey, if it's on the opposite coast, I'm straight.
it's a-
no,
Opposite
I
part of the
didn't
country.
say we straight, but there's a higher survivability chance. I mean, Mount St. Helens was a huge eruption, and a lot of people survived Mount St. Helens. It really, like, a drought is survivable. So there's a lot of ones that I think with preparation and proper knowledge of how to deal with the situations or how to behave during certain situations, a lot of them could be survivable. It all just depends on, like Cam said, it isn't always going to be a perfect situation. You have to be in a good situation when it happens, and there's plenty of times you're probably just not going to be in a great situation. A tornado could strike, and like Edgar said, his car hit the back of his truck has been lifted up numerous times, or however many times he said it happened. So things can happen and go wrong to where you don't survive it. But I think with time and preparation, majority of the ones that aren't water-based are survivable, in my opinion.
Well, if we're gonna do the Evan way and pick the most convenient option, all of them, okay? Because anything more than 48 hours notice, I'm not even in the country for it.
Cam said, "You give me 2 days notice, next flight out. I don't care what it costs."
Listen. When they're like, I don't, and this is my biggest issue with the movies, and even in reality, they're like, oh, the predictions say that in like 4 days. Bitch, that's it. You didn't even need to tell me the rest of that fucking sentence. In 4 days, something happened, and in 1 day, Cam is leaving. Okay, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. If nothing happens and I just wasted my money, bitch, it was just a spontaneous trip. I don't give a fuck. But as soon as amount anything starts to bubble, I'm the fuck out of here. First of all, earthquakes you can't really predict, but for the most part, if you know what to do, you should be okay. The only downside is if you're just fucked up, like you're just wrong place, wrong time, and everything is about to land on you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. In that case, you was meant to die, accept your fate. But I spend most of my time indoors. I work at home, and I'm lazy. So
what about
it's a very safe combination.
What about mudslides and sinkholes?
Mudslides and sinkholes are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, MPA sinkholes are actually becoming more common
as they don't take care of their roads too, because that's a huge part of it.
Well, no, not really. Sinkholes can't really be prevented. Really, it's the earth that's just eroding.
I guess I'm thinking of the sinkholes that mainly happen on roads, whereas instead of like on land or something like that aren't. That's
so I'm just like, they're just popping up. But for me, and I don't know, I say this all the time to people, I am a very much self-preservation person. As soon as shit starts shaking or look like it's going wrong, I'm out. I will leave my car. There was one point where I thought my bike was going to crash, and I jumped off that bitch. I will leave any situation expeditiously, okay? I will find out why it's shaking or whatever after the fact. Like I was saying earlier with Edgar, listen, I'll put the clues together later to figure out what that shaking was. Soon as I feel something wrong, I'm the fuck out of there. Like, for instance, we were talking about my movie earlier. They were in New York, and every fucking bird in the world was flying away. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I'm following them. Okay, I don't know where they're going, and I don't know why, but I'm gonna find out later. Like, I'm very much that person where, like, you know how like one black person runs and the whole crowd runs, and we don't know why we running. I'm in that crowd though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want the answer now. I want safety now, and I'll get the answer later. So, as far as for sinkholes, the first shift of anything, I'm the fuck out of here. I promise you. My car is not worth my life. And I will try to tell everybody else to run, but I'm just going to yell it. And I hope you follow me, because I'm not going to stop to save nobody either. I'm not one of those people. Listen, because a lot of people die trying to save other people. Now you're both dead. That math ain't mathing. That don't make no sense at all. I will get to a safe place, and then I will try to tell you to hop on that and then, reach. Like, I'll try to coach you through it. Okay. As far as for mudslides, you do get a little bit. Because the thing is, with a mudslide, especially if it's a bigger one that's actually going to threaten your life, it feels like an earthquake a little bit at first. And then you see it. And then you have about 30 seconds. The problem with a mudslide is there's nowhere to go. You can't run laterally because it's coming down as a slide. And you can probably run down and hope that you get to a point where it stops, but that's just the hope. You don't know for sure. So you're just running until you can't run no more. With that being said, I ran track. I will run until I can't run no more. And we'll just see what happens. If it gets me, it gets me. If it don't, can't live to fight another day.
It's a good story too. Bitch, I ran a mudslide.
Listen, I am
Jackie Jordan Kersey.
With the exception of my mother, which I'm almost never with her now, unfortunately. She doesn't live with me or in the same state as me. With the exception of my mother, there's nobody I will not drop. Okay? So, listen, we all can't live
Cam
forever.
said, listen, do you see that little kid right there that said in the doorway? I will run him
that 10
the
seconds
fuck over.
It took for you to pick up your kid, that 10 seconds it took to try to grab all of that shit cost you, okay? I'm not looking out for nobody but Cam, all right? And don't get me wrong, even if I don't know you and you're ahead of me, if you get in my way, I will push you. And I have no shame in that. Run faster or get the fuck out of my way.
I completely agree with Cam. All of them. Yeah, the thing is, the hardest one to me will be the tornado because of the hardly any warning. But other than
major
that,
warning, major warning for a tornado.
What tornado? You get in your car and drive in the opposite direction.
No. You have less warning than
Edgar said no. Don't do that.
Thank you, Edgar. Yeah, he know. Y'all don't. Shut up.
Listen, no, I'm sorry.
You don't get that.
There's a tornado coming from the south. It's gonna hit. You ain't gotta tell me when it's gonna hit because I'm not.
No, I'm gone already. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I said it's gonna be the hardest because you have the least amount of fucking warning. Everything else,
it's already here.
Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah. Everything else, I'm gone. Like, you ain't gotta fucking tell me twice. I'm out. And then, and I have multiple places that I can go. And like,
I guess if there's no warning, I could just grab a belt and tie it on something.
Go ahead and try that bullshit.
Like Cam died because she was impaled.
Man. Well, we are with a belt around the waist, like fucking hanging on to nothing. Like, no, I'm not gonna be that dude. No, I'm out this bitch. Like, and honestly, dude, that shit freaks me out all the fucking time because I know it can happen at any time. One thing is like, it can happen anytime. So I don't hike. No, I don't hike. And when I'm, if I see fucking on hills, that's one of the major things I'm thinking when I'm driving through and I see fucking like hills like that, especially in Oregon. Because
aren't you like safest in like a cave or something though?
No, that ground is fucking hella loose and fucking.
I don't know.
And we get fucking hit with a fucking major hurricane or something like that. Then fucking, I see all these houses on stilts and shit. I'm like, I'm never partying at your house. I'm not going anywhere near that shit.
Never party at your house.
Them stilts is coming right the fuck off of your house is fucking sliding. Like, no. I look at that shit all the time. Like, why would you live?
It's like surfing, but in a house.
Yeah, it's like, why would you live there? No, especially in a place that rains as much as it does here. Like, no, fuck you, fuck that, not for me. No, I look at shit like that all over the time, and I'm always looking around like if something would happen, like, dude, that would not be a good place to stay. But like this would be the good place. Fucking earthquakes. I know where to fucking go during an earthquake. If we had a drought, I know how to fucking get liquid. I know how to get food. I know who to fuck up. Dude.
It's easy getting food if you rob somebody else.
Exactly. I know.
Cook somebody else.
Yeah. No. Fuck that. No. If that's like that happens, the first place I'm hitting is the fucking gun shop. Get the gun shop first. Get your guns, get your ammo. Then
for a natural disaster.
Yeah. Then you go. Then you're gonna stock up on food. Yeah. You go start. Yeah. You get the guns and the ammo. Before you get the food.
Sure. I think it's fuel, food, guns.
No.
Unless
If you have
it's a
if you have
zombie
the guns,
apocalypse, and
no,
then
if
you're
you
right.
know, listen, if you have the guns and the ammo, you can get the food and the food and everything else from anywhere,
Okay, so
anybody.
fuel, guns, food.
No, guns first.
Well,
You
yeah,
can get the fuel. Yeah, you can
Good
get the
luck when you
fuel.
can't go
from
nowhere.
anybody.
I'm gonna cut this out,
Yeah.
but she just doesn't drive, so it wouldn't. So fuel won't be the
Oh, that's why. Skateboard.
Yeah.
Guns.
She said you
bike-
best
no.
get that Lupe Fiasco on and kick,
Kick.
push,
No.
kick, push.
I mean,
No.
I think
Hey,
it technically
no,
goes
no,
water, food,
dude, no.
shelter.
The
I think
thing is-
those are
Water,
the
food,
order
shelter,
that you should
yeah.
go in. Water,
That is
food,
the
shelter.
order. That is
No,
the
no.
order.
No, the thing is, with
Keep
no,
in mind-
if you have,
oh,
if you
yeah,
have guns
Jay,
and
you're gonna have
ammo,
to put
you can get if you get guns and ammo, you can get all those things
What about,
easily.
Listen,
what
stop.
about everybody else?
CJ's plan is to just rob people, but Dre,
Yes.
keep in
My
mind,
point exactly.
because like we're making jokes,
Mm.
but you probably should put a warning that don't listen to what the fuck he's actually saying.
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't want nobody saying
Please
the
don't.
masturbators told me that I was supposed to get
Uh,
a skateboard first. Like I don't want no
I think-
problems with somebody that thinks this is real. Like
My thing
Yeah.
is CCJ is though. What about everybody else that have guns too?
better have better aim.
I'm quicker. Huh?
All right.
I'm just
Ajay.
trying to figure out why y'all don't have
I'm
guns
trained to
already.
shoot. Yeah, I'm trained
Oh,
to
I
shoot.
already got one.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
Uh,
anything, I
yeah,
want
so-
to
I
get
feel
a
like-
smaller one so I could put it in my tiny purses.
I feel like knives are more personal. It's just
Yeah.
Listen, I don't need to be personal
But-
with you.
but
I don't know
yeah.
you.
Exactly. Yeah, the thing is that knives are good, but that takes too much time. You definitely need some knives for different reasons, but that takes too much time to quit. No, hold on, shoot them. Fucking move them out the
Yeah.
way. Grab the car. take
Knives are for people
Like-
with bad aim.
off. I ain't trying to.
For-
I ain't trying
for
to
all you
fucking
must
stand
get
there
both-
and waste time fighting with you,
For like, let's go get a bow and
Yeah.
arrow.
dude. Hey,
Listen.
hey, dude, no, the earth is cracking, the fucking wind is blowing, the rain's coming down. I ain't trying to fucking have a knife fight with you. No, I'm shooting you, you're gone. I'm keeping pushing.
He wants to shoot a bow and arrow in a storm.
I know, right? Yeah. That shit,
I think this is a hard one. I mean, I've survived a lot of natural disasters, but I think the easiest one to survive, in my opinion, is a hurricane.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah. So, because a hurricane, you definitely do have a lot of notice.
I
Like
guess yeah,
days.
because it usually starts
So-
in the ocean.
So yeah, I mean, and so like even if you were going to take a direct hit, I feel like that you could get there's certain places you can get to where you can survive a hurricane. I'm actually going to be covering hurricanes this year, so I'll be out also doing those as part of my storm chasing. But I grew up in Florida, so I've kind of lived through a lot of hurricanes.
Oh, that's
like-
why Floridians be like, no, we're fine. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
category
like, I mean,
4
I've
or
been
5,
through a
whatever
whole
number. They're like,
lot.
no, it's okay. Don't worry about us.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, like, so I've been through those. The tornadoes, definitely the lowest on the list. I don't know if you know, a really good amount of warning for a tornado is about 10 to 15 minutes on a good day. Most people get somewhere around the average of 5 minutes warning for those. And I've been through tornadoes where it doesn't matter if you have a shelter or whatever. I've seen in-ground shelters sucked out of the ground, the ones that are underneath the ground. I've seen houses complete. I've seen a whole neighborhoods look like a nuclear bomb hit it. So yeah, I think that one's pretty rough. And then, but really, if we want to talk, the natural disaster that kills the most people is just floods. So floods, that kills more people than any other natural disaster. Actually, the last I looked, it kills more than all the rest of them combined. So flooding is definitely the worst. But yeah, tornadoes I think are pretty rough out there. But hurricanes I think is the one I could survive. I think I could also survive like a blizzard or an ice storm as well. I feel like we have those in Oklahoma as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
We also have earthquakes in Oklahoma. Oklahoma sucks. It has all the natural disasters. I mean, except for hurricanes. But yeah,
You should have told us that you were a Floridian to begin with. All this shit would have made sense. I wouldn't have told you nothing. Like,
yo, I always tell people that like Floridians are crazy because what they are, it's like if you took like the extreme sports people from California and you crossed them with a bunch of rednecks. That's Florida.
Yeah.
That's 100% what Florida is. It's like extreme sports meets redneck. And so both of those are known to do crazy stuff.
Best
Very
analogy ever.
Caucasian. that's Florida. That's what it is.
Well, that is the natural disasters we think we can survive. If you think you can survive any other natural disasters, please let us know. Comment everywhere that you hear or see this.